Hey, Cub fans. This is Randy Talks Cubs. Thanks for joining us today. We lost a tough one today, 3-1 to the Brewers. Brewers came back from one down and got three in the eighth to win it. So very disappointing. And it just a tale again of good pitching for the most part. The eighth inning blew up, and we'll go through the details on that. But Hayden Wesneski was fantastic. Richard Lovelady came in, pitched well. So it's a tale of we're just not getting timely hitting. We just cannot seem to get a hit with runners on base. We were 0 for 5 today, leaving runners on, and it's just kind of a situation where we're just so anemic offensively, and the solo shot that Christopher Morel hit in the sixth inning. Solo shot, nobody on. That was pretty much it. And we had chances in the second inning. We got a leadoff double by Michael Bush. I'm like, okay, runner in scoring position, nobody out. Think we'll score? No. Had 6, 7, and 8 come up, and nobody moved. In the fourth inning, we had Happ single, Bush singled, and then Dansby flies out to center. Got runners on second and third because the runners tagged up, and we got Matt Mervis. So I want to take you there. It's fourth inning, runners on second and third, and Mervis is up. And at this time, this is Mervis' second at bat. He had struck out swinging in the second. And I'm thinking right then, like, okay, Matt, this is it, right? He's hitting 115. So I'm thinking, Matt, this is it. You need to get these runs. You need to score these 2 runs. And he did not. He struck out. So he struck out with runners on second and third. And then Mervis ends up flying out in the seventh. So he goes 0 for 3, hitting 115. I'm just wondering how much longer. And his struggles are exacerbated because we're all struggling. And it's hard to watch right now. So that at bat that Matt had in the fourth, I think might have been, if not close to the last straw, maybe the second or third from that. So in the fifth inning, Nico doubles with 2 outs, and he's trying everything he can to score. So he gets thrown out trying to advance from second to third on a pitch in the dirt that got away from the catcher a little bit. But it was a horrible decision. It wasn't even close. And when that happened, I started thinking to myself, you know what's happening? Our base running, like getting thrown out, we're starting to do that a lot because we're trying to be so aggressive on the base paths, and it's backfiring on us. It actually happened in the seventh again. Miguel Amaya, there's 2 outs. Miguel hits a nice single. Miguel went 1 for 3. Has this single, this line drive to right field, and inexplicably, Miguel tries to turn it into a double. Plays right in front of him. And he gets thrown out by, I don't know, like 20 feet. It's just the base running had overreaction to the lack of timely hitting. And we're being too aggressive on the base paths, I'm thinking. Then it went the other way in the eighth. Nico, in the eighth inning, hits a good hard ground ball right down the third base line. Pops over the bag. It's going to rattle around the corner. Well, that's a double. No, Nico, I think he panicked, rounds third, and pulls up on a ground ball that went over the third base bag and wasn't hit that hard, and it rattled around over where the old bullpen was. And Nico pulls up and held to a single. So there's a lot of that going on. We finished with 8 hits total. We didn't walk at all. Joe Ross, that pitcher for the Brewers, I thought was really good. I didn't expect to see that out of him. We struck out 5 times, and I think the wind was blowing in a little bit. I think it pushed some balls in, 9-mile-an-hour wind blowing in. But, boy, it's just tough. Offensively, we're really hurting. Nico does go 2 for 4. He swung and missed at 2 balls in the third inning. And they made note that that's the first time he'd swung and missed twice in the same at-bat all season. Talkman went 0 for 4. He appears to be regressing backward just a little bit here lately. Ian Happ is now hitting 221. He went 2 for 4 today. Had a single in the first inning, line drive to left, pretty good hit. And then another one in the fourth inning, a line drive to center. So he looked better his first two at bats. Then he goes ground out to second and a fly out to left in the eighth. Morel 1 for 4 with the home run. In the sixth, it was a 2-out, 2-strike home run. He had come back. It was full count too, and he was down 0-2, got it back to full, and ends up hitting one to center field, 413 feet. 107.1 exit velocity with a 26-degree launch angle. 3 of his last 4 hits have been home runs. So I guess that might be the bright spot of what we have. So Bush goes 2 for 4. Dansby Swanson 0 for 4, down to hitting 224. Guys, I hate to tell you, Dansby, I don't know. He's really lost. And I'm not sure when it's going to turn around, if it's going to. He's in the struggles bad. Mervis hitting the 115. I'm waiting to hear some news on this. And Miguel Amaya hitting 210. PCA had good at bats. He went 0 for 3, but I think, like I said last game, maybe didn't get the results he was looking for, but his at bats look good. He's still swinging with authority and being aggressive, and does not look overmatched. He's on it, but just haven't been getting the results. In the fifth inning, he hits a line drive to the right fielder, 105.2 miles an hour, and just hit it at him. So PCA not getting results here the last couple games, but still having what I would consider to be quality at bats. So that's offensively, that's where we are. And that's why what happened in the eighth inning was really troublesome, because when it happened and we gave up those 3 runs in the eighth, the level of optimism amongst all of us that we're going to come back was almost zero. You could feel, it's like I felt it. It's like, oh, gave up 3 in the eighth, game's over. There's no way. And we didn't even come close. So it's a problem. I guess the good news is we know we're getting help. Seiya is getting close. I saw some video of him taking BP and running, so he looks like he's maybe on schedule for another week or so. And while I'm on that subject, Justin Steele is scheduled to pitch against the Padres on Monday. He's going to do a bullpen session tomorrow, Saturday, and if it all goes well, we're probably going to see Justin Steele on Monday against the Pods. Let's go to Hayden Wesneski. Wesneski comes into the game with a .87 ERA in 10 1/3 innings, and he improved upon it. Today he goes 6 1/3, gives up 3 hits, and I'm going to say 2 of those 3 hits are infielders that they weren't hit very hard. I mean, he was dominant. Only walked 2, struck out 8. Lots of sweepers. Just his spin, he was just manipulating the spin. Sometimes he'd get it to have more depth. Sometimes he'd go right to left on it, throw a ball to strike sweeper and strike to ball. Just really manipulated that spin very well. So he goes 6 1/3. His ERA drops down to .54, and it was just disappointing that he didn't get anything out of it. So he didn't really have any trouble. He got through his 6 1/3, had 3 1-2-3 innings, gave up a walk in the first inning. In the second inning, he gave up 2 hits, but those were 2 of those infield varieties by Bryce Terang and Oliver Dunn, not hit hard. In the fourth, he walks 1, strikes out 2. And then in the fifth, he goes 1-2-3, 1-2-3 in the sixth. And then in the seventh, he gets Rhys Hoskins to fly out to Happer. And because Bryce Terang and Joey Ortiz were scheduled up, pretty much Bryce Terang, I think that caused counsel to go ahead and make the decision. So he gets pulled with 1 out in the 7th inning, no runners on for Richard Lovelady. So Richard comes in, 1 out, bases empty, and he does good. He gets Bryce Terang on a strikeout, and then Joey Ortiz to pop up to Bush. Lovelady looked good today. Then in the 8th inning, Blake Perkins flies out to Talk. Talk made a really nice catch coming in. In fact, there's probably 2 other good catches. PCA made a good catch I thought, running into the alley in the third inning against William Contreras. And William Contreras hit this line drive headed toward the gap, and he got a good jump. He tracked it perfectly, full speed to the warning track, backhands it. Just a really nice catch. And I'm telling you, as soon as it was hit and you saw it, you just like, yeah, PCA is going to track that down. He just really looked so good tracking a ball. So Talk makes a nice catch on Blake Perkins's sort of sinking line drive, comes in, makes a nice catch to help Lovelady out. So then Lovelady is pulled for Adbert. 1 out, 8th inning, Adbert comes in. So at this point, we're nobody on, 1 out, 8th inning, we're up 1-0. Here comes Adbert. And, it's been Adbert's inability to not give up the home run, right? That's been the issue. Well, he didn't give up a home run, but he did give up 4 singles. And I'm going to suggest to you that 3 of the singles were not hit hard. So I'd say, well, did Adbert run into some bad luck? Yeah, he did. He had 3 balls that weren't hit hard that were turned into singles. First was Jackson Chourio, that 20-year-old phenom that the Brewers have. He's going to be really good. I'm worried that we're going to see a lot of Jackson Chourio over the next decade. And so he gets an infield single, but he promptly steals second base. So it enables him to score on William Contreras' single. Then William Contreras immediately steals second base, which enabled him to score on Willie Adames' single. Then, you're not going to believe I'm going to say it again. Then Willie Adames immediately steals second base, so he scores on Jake Bauer's single. I'm like, you're giving up hits, and they're not hit hard. 3 of the 4 were not. But these guys just ran. He wasn't even looking, and they were getting these running leads. And we couldn't even make a throw. It wasn't even close. Well, single stolen base, single stolen base, single stolen base, there's 3 runs. And that's what I'm upset about. If, hold a guy on, look over. He was so out of sorts. And it was like, we can't stop him doing anything. It was just out of control. So that, to me, that was the disappointing part. So Adbert doesn't get out of the 8th, gets just the 1 out. So he's pulled for Colton Brewer. And Brewer comes in and gets Rhys Hoskins, strikes out Rhys. So, boy, that 8th inning was hard to watch. Just very difficult. 9th inning, Brewer stays in. He strikes out Bryce Terang. Joey Ortiz hits a triple down the right field line, just drills a line drive. And he's tripled, so there's 1 out with Ortiz at third. With the infield in, Blake Perkins grounds out to Dansby, and then Brewer gets Jackson Chourio to fly out to Happ to get out of the 9th. And then, of course, we didn't get anything done. So I don't know. It's very disheartening. I'll get Ray Burris saying the 7th inning stretch. I was always a big fan of Ray's back in the 70s. And, of course, I stopped to watch. I usually go take a bathroom break, but it was Ray, and I wanted to see him. And he sings really good, Ray Burris. I was like, hey, I didn't know that. I didn't know Ray could sing. Really good. Okay, let's regroup. Where are we? We dropped to, I'm very upset. We dropped to 19-14, and we've got Jameson Tyone tomorrow against Myers. So tomorrow, 120, we'll try it again. And, I don't know. I think moves are coming. I think we might be seeing, this is just me thinking out loud. I don't know anything other than, I talked to you guys a couple days ago about Luis Vasquez, and I'm thinking possible. It maybe Owen Casey, right? I mean, they can't do worse. We're going to have to find somebody that can come and spark us. So those were the 2 guys that I'm, in terms of hitters, what can we do to maybe get some spark? I don't see it coming off the bench. I'm off on Madrigal. I think Madrigal was 1 for 19 when he got that double yesterday. And I was like, oh, he got a double, so it's going to buy him another 0 for 19. I'm just off. I just can't. We need some help. And If you're performing in Iowa right now, if you're raking in Iowa, I'm ready. Let's see. Let me maybe you're ready. I don't know. So Luis Vasquez is kind of my first thought. Infielder, can play shortstop, and we'll see what happens. And I haven't heard anything. I don't know anything. I'm just very frustrated. I'm looking at the bench, looking at an empty refrigerator. I'm like, well, I don't. Where's my hits? Where am I going to get some contact? So I don't know. But Council's going to have some decisions to make. So we'll see how it plays out. But meantime, 19-14, and we got the Brewers again tomorrow. 1:20 start in Wrigley. All we can do is just move on. So that's what we'll do. All right, guys, thanks for checking me out here on Randy Talks Cubs. Really appreciate it. Go Cubs, go.